Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. It is Sunday again. So that means another video. Let's go ahead and get to it. Diving straight on in. This week was a busy week for me. Had quite a bit of hockey. Did pretty well. Pool again, so that was good. Been playing more WoW, more Diablo. Work is going great. Been playing a little Monster Hunter, Pokemon, the whole nine yards. Playing more Pokemon Go. That's really cool. I got a Terracon, not this week but last, and so that was really cool. We took down a 5-star raid, and that's my first legendary out of a raid, which I'm really happy about. I typically don't have good luck with those things, so the fact that I have a Terracon now, pretty amazing. But with that, I do want to touch on a couple of news pieces really quick. Nothing super long. A couple of things very serious. And I do understand that there are going to be a number of people who disagree with some of the things I'm going to say. So I want to jump right into that. Now, I am warning you, these both are pretty political. So it's important to keep that in mind going on. I also am only expressing my opinions on things, nothing else, no one else's opinions, and I'm not being paid to say any of this. So with that being said, let's get underway. Two really, really large articles of news this week. Number one, that is Nancy Pelosi has come out and said impeachment hearings are a go. That's huge. That's important. That's something that we need to understand, that the Democratic Party in Washington is going through and saying, why, yes, there was something that happened that is illegal, or at least should be investigated, and his potential violation to remove President Donald Trump from office. As I said, this is huge. This is probably like the big story of the week, if you would. Why? Why is this big? It's big for a number of reasons. It's big because, number one, we've seen this happen. A lot of people have gone through and said, from legal experts to former chiefs of staff to former Justice Department officials, have all said a lot of these actions are not okay. And it's super important that we recognize this and we see this for what it is, and what it is illegal. And it's not something that needs to necessarily be sat down and said, okay, is this something that we can let slide? Or let me rephrase that. It's something that we need to sit down and ask ourselves, is this something that we're okay leaving slide? Or is this something that we need to actually address? And the fact that, as in this position, we are, excuse me, the fact that it's in this position, we are addressing it. And we are bringing this up, and we're going to have a hearing about it. Even if the Senate never actually talks about it, the records and history will now show that this is something that happened, and this is something that is important. And this is something that we can't sit down and be like, nah, no. That's why this is important. That's what this happening is very big. The second big piece of news I wanted to say, actually, I have three. The third one's a lot more lighthearted, though. And it's good. I promise. The third piece, or the second piece I want to talk about, sorry, I'm getting my numbers mixed up here, is about Pete Buttigieg. And I know a lot of people really want Mayor Pete to be elected or to get the nomination. A lot of people think he can win. However, there is a problem with that. And that is that Pete Buttigieg has been ringing the bell and doing bell ringing activities for Salvation Army. Now, a lot of people might go through and say, well, that's not bad. Salvation Army is a charity and they do a lot of good work. And that's not necessarily true for everyone. There's a very large discussion around how much good Salvation actually does. Their phrase is doing the most good. And that's actually not necessarily true, because there's a number of LGBT people who actually routinely get turned away from their shelters. And it's not just it's not just one or two incidences. There's a lot of incidences every year that happen. And while your local Salvation Army might be okay and they might be doing good things, that definitely doesn't mean they're immune to any of this. And it's important to remember that, and it's important to keep that in mind. Because even though if you actually know someone who received their services, that doesn't mean that there's not another problem going on. And so it's really important that people understand that. But why is this big? This is big because Mayor Pete is openly gay, and he's actually campaigning on one of his central tenets is LGBT equality and acceptance. And I would argue that you can't campaign on LGBT equality and acceptance if you're helping an anti-LGBT organization and volunteering your time with them and giving them money. Now, I get that he's doing it for his local one, and maybe his local one is okay, but even doing it for a local one is still validating the views at the national one and every other local chapter that is having these problems. And while the Salvation Army says that they don't harbor these views and they've taken strides to do that, really there's not much proof of that. I mean, the only objective proof that you can say to that is, well, if they never ever say anything, but we don't know if it's actually a case where people aren't going to be saying anything, or if it's just a case where the Salvation Army will be going through and suppressing things. So, my opinion, the best thing to do here is just to not, and really just kind of stop with the donating them time and money, because it doesn't really do anyone good. Or it doesn't really do everyone good, and they're being selective of who they want to help. Now, one thing I will be linking into the video description below is a article where you can find other very positive LGBTQIA+ organizations who are charities who definitely could use your money if you choose to donate this holiday season. And by all means, please, 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 please consider this as an alternative to the Salvation Army. Those are the two really big political articles I want to talk about. There is one other article, and that is really light, really happy, and I'm really, really excited for this. Marvel has a transgender superhero now. Her name is 12-year-old Mighty Rebecca. Now, why is she a hero? Well, she's a hero because she has been pushing in her local school district to, let me make sure I have this here. She's been pushing for acceptance of LGBTQIA+ youth, and not only her local school, but her local school district, and her parents have been very accepting of it. But now they actually have her in a comic book, which is amazing. It's super huge news for a ton of reasons. This is awesome, and I'm really, really glad that this is getting the attention it deserves, because it shows that transgender people, we are here, we are valid, and we're not someone that's going to necessarily sit down and be a burden on society. We're going to push for things that are positive, push for things that are good in our societies and our communities. She does have a TV show. Oh, one of the big things that she did is help change their curriculum to include LGBTQIA+ inclusive education, meaning talking about the Stonewall riots, about Marsha P. Johnson, about Harvey Milk. And it's kind of incredible. I'm really, really glad this is happening. For more information on this, please check out Marvel's Hero Project, my bad. Check that out. I haven't seen it yet, but everything I've heard is really good. So that kind of wraps up the news for this week. Again, I'll be linking all these articles in the description below. Feel free to check them out at your own time. I don't want you to think that I'm giving you information that isn't actually out there. That's why I put them down there. A couple of things before I leave you for the week is I am going to be doing a survey. Well, I should say I am doing a survey starting today, and a survey will run for 2 weeks before I finalize and take it down, or make it not public anymore, I should say. I want to build more engagement and community around this channel, and I know it's still really new and really fresh, and that's fine. And what I want to do, though, is I want to see what people would like me to start talking about, start doing. I am going to be doing video essays. I'm going to next week be hopefully switching over to a higher quality camera. The camera I have right now is using 1080p. However, because it's such a small capture screen, when I, bring it up really big, it distorts it, which is fine. So feel free to tell me what you want to see. Feel free to tell me what you like, what you don't like. Really anything else in that, I'll link that in the video description below again. But I really like to hear from you. I have a few ideas of some fun, non-vloggy type stuff, videos to do. But I kind of want to see what people want and what people want me to do with this channel. And I'm going to take everything that people say seriously, within reason. There will be a level of, okay, this isn't okay, like maybe this is not something I'm going to take seriously, like, I don't even know, ridiculous stuff. But yeah, so that's out there. That's going to be there. I'm really excited for that. I hope all of you have a great, wonderful week. Happy December. I guess, God, it's already like the 8th. That's crazy. Where has this year gone? Any rate, I hope everyone has a great week. I hope everyone has a wonderful, yeah. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.